I call the regular meeting of the Board of Education to order at 7 p.m. Thank you for all of you that are here, for being here, and thank you to those that will be watching the recording on YouTube in the future. All board members are present, and a quorum to meet has been established. At this time, I invite those willing and able to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you for that. At this time, the Board of Education will now formally acknowledge and recognize 11 individuals who are retiring at the close of the school year, or they have already retired from their positions with Milan area schools. So we will start with the individuals that are retiring. There are some that are here, some are not. Dawn Hines spent 5 years with the district as our district nurse. Anna Arroyo spent 10 years with the district as a teacher. Rhonda Sisney, 14 years administrative assistant. Mr. Lon Smith, 14 years student services. Jenny Druzdowski, 19 years administrative assistant. Teresa Howe, 21 years cafeteria. Dawn Wernstein, 25 years administrative assistant. Deborah Hostler, 28 years transportation and food services. Denise Rednauer, 28 years teacher consultant. Melanie Wilson, 28 years teacher consultant. And Molly Jepson, 32 years as a teacher with our district. Superintendent McMahon and members of the district staff organized a retirement recognition event for our retirees on Friday, May 22nd here at the high school. I had the opportunity to attend. It was a really well-attended, very nice celebration. I want to thank the three of you that are here for your years of service, and know that students, the community, and all of us appreciate you so much. So I need a motion to thank Dawn Hines, Anna Arroyo, Rhonda Sisney, Lon Smith, Jenny Drozowski, Teresa Howe, Dawn Wernstein, Deborah Hostler, Denise Rednauer, Melanie Wilson, and Molly Jepson, pardon me, I should know that by now, for their service to Milan area schools. Is there a motion?
Moved by Heike.
Support by Gutierrez.
Okay, there's a motion by Ms. Heike, and support by Dr. Gutierrez. Any discussion? Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, thank you, President Farrow. I just want to take a second, and we had the luncheon last week, but I want to thank the retirees that were able to make it here, but also all the ones on the list for years of service to Milan area schools and to the staff, really, to the community. One thing I want to point out, and the math changed since the luncheon because we had an addition to the list since then. This group of folks represents 282 years of service in education and 225 years to Milan, which is tremendous. So that goes back generations and impacts lots of kids in our community. So we really appreciate all your time and effort. You're going to be missed.
Absolutely. I think we should clap. Yes, Ms. Heike.
I just want to say thank you to all of you for all your service and having 3 kids in the district and, you know, a spouse that works in the district, your impact, it's so apparent, and we appreciate all of you. And I want to say a special thank you to Molly Jepson. Molly was, you know, the co-teacher in our beloved program at Paddock in the first, second grade mix. 2 of my children had the privilege of going through that program. And it was a jewel, and Molly was amazing at it, and she went on to do amazing things otherwise too. But I just want to thank you because that was a very special program in the district that you ran, and I really appreciated it. Thank you.
Any other board comments? Dr. Gutierrez.
I too would just like to thank all of the retirees. I was walking out with one the other day and asked what you were looking forward to the most, and you said no alarm clock. But noted that you would miss, of course, the students, and I think they will all miss each of you as well. because I play a numbers game in my head all the time. I did some math of what 225 years of 282 is. That means that these staff members have spent 80% of their careers in our district, which I think means a lot about the culture that we hope we continue to create here in this district, where people, excellent teachers, excellent support staff, want to come and want to stay. And so thank you to all of you who have done that, who have spent literally decades here with our students. And Milan is the exceptional place it is because of all of you and the staff that we have. So thank you, and I wish you all of the best in retirement.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. I will try not to double dip on your wonderful comments, but I just want to add that when I look at this list of retirees who have given so much to this district, I see names of treasured colleagues in STEM education. I see the nurse who frequently tested me during COVID because that was a thing that happened in my career, and took such good care of all of us when we were in the building in that hybrid year. I see Jenny D, she was the very first face that I ever saw at Milan Middle School on the day of my interview. And just the way that all of these folks on this list have modeled that community of care and have built the culture that we have in this district, it's truly special. So thank you for not only investing in our students and your careers and being the incredible professionals that you are, but for being such an important part of the culture and community in this district. And thank you for modeling that for the next generation of teachers and staff who will follow behind you. So wish you all the best. Thank you.
Mr. Sosa.
Yeah, I just want to echo everything that everybody has said. Thank you so much. Obviously, with all those years, you've seen downs and you've seen ups, and hopefully more ups than downs. And we continue to say thank you for choosing Milan and continuing to choose Milan. We sincerely appreciate all that you've done for the students and the schools. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, sincerely. I've been a board member for 6 years, and poor Dawn's had to put up with me. I will figure out the attendance process here. I only got 1 more year left with Landon. But just, you're such kind people, and we're just going to really miss you being with the district, and I just want you to know the impact that you've had on our students, including my own. So thank you so much. All right, we have a motion and support. We will now proceed with the vote.
Ms. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
and Murray, yes. Motion passes 7-0.
If you'd like, you can come on up here and shake our hands, or we'll shake your hands, or Dawn, I'll give you a hug. I know you earned it. So much. Stay in touch. God bless you.
I'll be missing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you again. Oh, yes. You certainly do not have to stay.
More than welcome.
I mean, we can make this a very long meeting if needed. So, thank you. All right, next up, in the area of communications and engagement, next on the agenda is student board member comments. Ms. Heike is not here. I do want to personally thank Ms. Heike for her year of service to our board. She's been a great advocate for our students, and I think student board members really bring value to our discussions. So I just want to thank her for being our student board representative this past year. Any other comments about our student board representative? Be sure to extend our thanks. All right, next up is our first public comment period. Trustee Sislo has agreed once again to serve as tonight's timekeeper. I didn't ask, but hopefully you're okay with that. Be advised, this meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district business and is not to be considered a public meeting. There are 2 times for public participation during the meeting as indicated on the agenda. When addressing the Board of Education, you'll be asked to state your name. The board determines the amount of time granted to individuals or groups to speak. Each person shall be allowed to speak for up to 3 minutes. Board members may question speakers but are not obligated to answer questions or make statements or commitments in response to issues raised by the public. In general, such items will be referred to the superintendent for advisement, investigation, study, and/or recommendation, or designated as a future agenda item for board consideration. Are there any students wishing to address the board? Are there any public members wishing to address the board? Okay, we will move on. Thank you. Next up on the agenda are routine matters for approval. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on May 19th, 2026.
Moved by Sislo.
Support by Burdette.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Sislo with support from Mr. Burdette. Any discussion? All right, Ms. Marie.
Thank you. Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Yes.
Gutierrez, Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes, and Pryor.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
Okay, next up, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the closed session meeting held on May 19th, 2026.
Motion by Pryor?
Support by Sislo.
All right, I have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Mr. Sislo. Is there any discussion? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, if you can hand your
Yes, please
envelopes.
pass the envelopes to the center. Okay, Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes, Pryor,
Yes.
and Sislo.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you. Next up, I need a motion to approve the bills and reimbursements of expenses.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Heike.
All right, there's a motion by Mr. Burdette with support from Ms. Heike. Is there any discussion?
President Farrell,
Yes.
I just want to say quickly that I did have a couple questions for Ms. Hendricks in regards to some of the P-card and check register expenses, and she answered them both very efficiently and effectively, so thank you.
I will mention that I also had some questions of Ms. Hendricks, and she did respond quickly before saying, oh no. But I want to thank you for responding to them, and I have no additional questions. Is there any further discussion? All right, we will proceed with the vote.
Thank you. Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes, Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
and Burdette.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
Okay, under Finance and Operations, we have a second reading of the district's current fiscal year budget amendments as detailed in attachments A through E. You recall that we had a first reading with respect to attachments A through E during our last meeting. So at this point, I need a motion to approve the 25-26 general fund budget amendment as detailed in attachment A.
Moved by Murray,
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, I have a motion by Ms. Murray with support by Dr. Gutierrez. Is there discussion? Ms. Hendricks.
Attachments A through E, as Mr. Farrow has stated, are the final amendment for the 25-26 school year budget. There are attachments for the general fund, debt fund, sinking fund, food service, and school and student activities. The June amendment is the last time that we have the ability to change our budgets, and the budget amendment is based on the most accurate knowledge that I have as of the end of April or middle of May when I was presenting the budgets. At your second meeting, we went over everything. I went through some detail as to what changes were made and why. Please remember that the budget areas are maintained at a level that allows us to avoid going negative in our budget. If we do have a negative budget, then we have to answer to the state. We've got some compliance issues that we will have to deal with. We will know our final outcome at the end of our audit, which is scheduled for August. We won't know until September. But we do believe that our audited numbers will come in better than the budget.
All right, any questions for Ms. Hendricks on attachment A? All right, we'll proceed with the vote. Ms. Murray?
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heika.
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor.
Yes.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
And Farrow.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
All right, any motion to approve the 25-26 debt funds budget amendment as detailed in attachment B?
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Pryor.
All right, I have a motion from Mr. Burdette with support from Ms. Pryor. Ms. Hendricks? Ditto.
Ditto. The comment that I made previously will
Cover all of it.
suffice for all of the final amendments.
Yep. Any further discussion from board members? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
Okay. Heika.
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor.
Yes.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
And Gutierrez.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
All right, at this time, I need a motion to approve the 25-26 sinking fund budget amendment as detailed in attachment C.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Burdette with support by Dr. Gutierrez. Any further discussion? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
Murray, yes. Pryor.
Yes.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
And Heika.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
All right, next up, I need a motion to approve the 25-26 food service budget amendment as detailed in attachment D.
Moved by Pryor.
Support by Burdette.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Mr. Burdette. Is there any additional discussion on the food service budget amendment? Okay, we will move on with the vote.
Pryor.
Yes.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heika.
Yes.
And Murray, yes. And motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you. All right, I need a motion to approve the 25-26 student school activities budget amendment as detailed in attachment E.
Moved by Gutierrez.
Support by Murray.
All right, there's a motion by Dr. Gutierrez with support from Ms. Murray. Is there any additional discussion on the student school activities budget amendment? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on with the vote.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heika.
Yes.
Murray, yes. And Pryor.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now move on to discussion regarding the 26-27 preliminary budget as detailed in attachments F through K. As a reminder, this is the second reading. We will be voting on all of these. I need a motion to approve the 26-27 general fund preliminary budget amendment as as detailed in attachment F.
Moved by Murray.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, there's a motion by Ms. Murray with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Discussion. Ms. Hendricks.
As required by law, the district must adopt a budget prior to the end of our fiscal year that demonstrates a positive fund balance at the end of the budget cycle. Please understand that the budget that has been presented to you is preliminary. There are a number of factors we do not know. We used a $250 per pupil increase in the foundation. We took our student count down 30 from our February count, and that follows the trend of the last few years. It's also kind of reflective of the size different, or the enrollment differentiation between our kindergarten class and our graduating senior class. We don't know what increases are going to be based on market cost. With the economy and the way that our bills are coming in, everything seems to be going up. Hopefully, our revenues from the state will also reflect that.
Okay, just a comment from me for the board's awareness. With respect to the 26-27 budget, we will receive updates from Superintendent McMahon and Finance Director Krista Hendricks on revised revenue, expense assumptions, and/or significant variances. Additional budget amendments will come to the board for review and/or potential consideration during the 26-27 fiscal year. We may also use our current finance committee in a more formal way, meaning that we may establish a meeting schedule for the committee to meet with Superintendent McMahon and the finance team. Any additional comments?
President Farrell?
Yes.
I do want to say that as a finance professional, this initial budget does make me a little nervous. However, to kind of reiterate what Ms. Hendricks was saying, we are required by law to pass this budget, even though we don't have all the information we need to pass this budget. So I do appreciate you saying that, that we will be provided with regular updates as we start to get actual data from the state or from our student counts. So that way we have a better idea of what our numbers really look like. And when it's all said and done, I do trust that Mr. McMahon and the administration will do what is needed to be done to get our fund balance as close to our 10% goal as a board as what is in the board policy, hopefully by the end of the year. So, thank you.
Any other additional comments from board members? Dr. Gutierrez.
I agree. I appreciate Mr. Burdett's expertise and perspective. Every year when we do this, I always feel like crossing my fingers behind my back, knowing that this is going to get better, right? And I want the community to know that the reason that we have to evaluate this at this point is by state law. We have to look at this now. We're trying to plan with incomplete, sometimes absent information. And so certainly this budget is not our goal. This budget is a plan for the rest of the year as we are continuing to gain more information. And so I don't want the message to go out that this is what we are hoping or even shooting for. This is a place to start as we continue to gain more information from the state and from many things that are still on the table. And so just like we did with the budget amendment for the current fiscal year, we continue to reevaluate, we look at new amendments and get a clearer picture as each day goes by. And so while I'm supportive of this in the spirit of we need to pass a budget, we know it's a place to start, I also recognize that there are lots of conversations and lots of eyes on this budget, making sure that the district is in the best financial places we possibly can be. So I appreciate all the work that Ms. Hendricks especially and also Mr. McMahon put into this, and just knowing that this is a place for us to start. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional comments from board members? Yes, Mr. Suso.
Yeah, just again, I want to echo the thanks to the administrative team. I do want to again point out that this budget does include some hard decisions where there's elimination of positions, and we're going to be looking at a layoff. So I appreciate the effort to right-size the district those are difficult decisions. But I'm thankful that those are the things that are being considered in order to right-size the district based on the student count. The other, I just have a general question. Has anybody heard anything more from Lansing lately? I mean, it seemed like we had the big, hurrah, when everybody is announced, but now lately it's kind of been radio silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I have not.
yeah. So,
Any additional comments from board members? All right, we'll proceed with the vote. Ms. Murray?
Thank you. Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
yes.
and motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to approve the 2026, 2027 debt funds preliminary budget as detailed in attachment G.
Motion by Pryor.
Support by Burdette.
All right, there's a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Mr. Burdette. Is there any additional discussion? All right, we'll move on with the vote.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
and Burdette.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. All right, I need a motion to approve the 2026, 2027 sinking fund preliminary budget as detailed in attachment H.
Moved by Heike.
Support by Murray.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Heike with support from Ms. Murray. Is there any additional discussion from the board with respect to the 26, 27 sinking fund preliminary budget?
I just, again, want to thank the administration, Mr. McMahon, our Director of Buildings and Grounds, for how you have taken on this, the sinking fund, and evaluate the projects against it. I know there's a lot of rules and regulations around it. And we appreciate you spending these dollars as we can, and looking at the various ways that we can utilize them to help save general fund money. So I look forward to that continuing, as well as the updates coming to the board in regards to those projects.
Yeah, I want to comment too that the updates to the board, the updates to the community are very much appreciated. Any additional comments from the board? All right, Ms. Murray?
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
and Farrow.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to approve the 2026, 2027 food service preliminary budget as detailed in attachment I.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Burdette with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Is there any additional discussion on the food service preliminary budget? All right, we will proceed with the vote.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
and Gutierrez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, I now need a motion to approve the 2026, 2027 student school activity funds preliminary budget as detailed in attachment J.
Motion by Pryor.
Support by Murray.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Ms. Murray. Is there any additional discussion on this matter? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
and Heike.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, next up, I need a motion to approve the 26, 27 General Appropriations Act as detailed in attachment K.
Moved by Sislo.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Sisso with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Is there any discussion on this item? Ms. Hendricks?
Mr. Farrow, Attachment K is the General Appropriations Act document, and it is required by law. This document summarizes the budgets that you just voted, and it also sets our millage rates for the next school year. We discussed or met at 6:45 with the community to go over the millage rates. Nothing has changed with the exception of, due to the Headley rollback, our sinking fund millage has been reduced. There are no new tax dollars represented on this. I will make sure that the tax information, millage information is forwarded on to the taxing units as soon as you approve the Appropriations Act.
Any questions from board members? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
All right. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
and Murray, yes. Motion carries 7-0.
All right, next on the agenda is discussion and consideration for sidewalk and/or cement replacement at Milan High School. I need a motion to approve sidewalk and/or concrete replacement for an amount not to exceed $63,100 with Bud's General Contracting as detailed in attachment L.
Moved by Heika.
Support by Burdette.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Heika with support from Mr. Burdette. Discussion, Superintendent McMahon.
Yeah, thank you, President Farrow. So we put this RFP out about 3 weeks ago now. Had a public opening last Friday. Part of the bid process is we had a required pre-meeting. 2 vendors showed up to that meeting, so really only 2 vendors would have been qualified to apply, but only one did in the end submit a bid. And that price came in a little bit lower than an original quote that we built the RFP off, so that was good to hear. And also, this is sinking fund eligible. The project's going to go through essentially the whole high school property, and while our parking lots do need some attention, right now our sidewalks are in real bad shape. They're kind of crumbling, the concrete. In some cases is 25 years old. Some cases it's been repaired since and still needs attention. And we're actually removing a portion of sidewalk that we just determined we don't need, so we're going to fill it in with grass. But it's to make our sidewalks, our pedestrian walkways a little safer and bring them up to date.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, thank you. We will move forward with the vote.
All right, Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Murray, yes. And Pryor.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. All right, next up, under Learning, Environment, and Culture, Ms. Andrea Bennick and Ms. Norton have a WISD PAC update for us tonight.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to update the board and the community at our most recent PAC meeting. We last met on May 19th, and we had our first ever off-site meeting. We gathered at the session room and had dinner and discussed what next year will look like for the PAC. And we also talked about many topics surrounding special education countywide and with respect to our districts. The most important updates that will impact all districts and the WISD are from the state LRE compliance monitoring process. That process took place back in February, and a couple of months for the state to go over the data and the information that they received. And so we were able to hear a summary and a synopsis of that report from Sherry Van Adder. And she indicated that the district directors have been briefed on the outcomes of that analysis as well. The state has assigned a liaison to the WISD to help ensure that any necessary reforms are made over the next 6 years. One outcome of the process indicated a clear need across all districts for broader support services, and it prompted the WISD to perform a gap analysis to hone in on where support services were needed in the county. This analysis indicated that there is a need for more services on the continuum between full inclusion and alternative placement. For example, having districts support students in that middle tier of need, possibly with more extensive resource room supports or behavioral supports or other services that best suit each district's students. This seems to fall in line with Milan's focus on MTSS over the next couple of years. And hopefully the WISD can help the district with resources and training to create a well-rounded continuum of services in district to support all our students and to train all of our staff well. More close to home, Sarah and I hosted the meet and greet at the Owl with Dr. Heidi Phelps. While it was not a large turnout, we did connect with parents who are highly involved in their children's education, and we had a chance to talk about our past experiences with the district and our hopes for growth with new leadership. Thank you to those families that put forth the effort to come and attend that event. I also had the opportunity to host the 8th grade move-up night with Nancy Gill for students with IEPs and 504s and their families. Mrs. Gill did an outstanding job of informing families and upcoming students of high school expectations and opportunities. Thank you to all the staff that helped to bring that evening together, and thank you to all the families that attended. I appreciated the collaboration with staff and families. It is exactly what we have been hoping and striving for with PAC. Over the summer, Sarah and I will be working together to update the Milan Area Schools Special Education Guidebook and hopefully connect with Dr. Phelps on a process for getting that handbook out to families. I think it's worth noting that other districts in the county have guidebooks specific to their processes, and they distribute those to their families. Having something similar in place in Milan is necessary for families to reference as they navigate special education. And as always, families can reach out to us if they have any questions or are looking for support in their children's education. Sarah and I will be attending district open houses in August. Mr. Milan has reached out to have us collaborate with Milan Middle School on a sensory-friendly open house taking place prior to the general open house. As time gets closer to those events, families can look for communication from Milan Middle School for details. We appreciate Mr. Midland's outreach and recognition that such events are necessary for some of our students, and we highly encourage all of our administrators to consider that and to consider how they can support students who may need a soft introduction to their classrooms and buildings and routines. Next year, PAC resumes on Tuesday, September 15th, and we meet from 6:30 to 8:30 at the TLC building on Wagner Road, and our meetings are open to the public, and we welcome your attendance. Do you have any questions before we close?
Are there any questions for Ms. Bennett?
Are you still the president?
I am chair. I am still the chair. That is, we did vote on, whether people wanted to continue in their respective roles. We did have several people resign from various districts, just family and life situations that necessitated their focus elsewhere. So we are, as always, looking for a more full panel. So because some people resigned, there were some openings for like our secretary, and we have a new PAC representative from Lincoln, and she volunteered to take on that role, which is really great. She jumped right in, and I'm glad for her partnership there. Otherwise, it's a small but mighty group, and we continue to advocate for our students and for our staff and within our districts.
Thank you for your service and your
No,
advocacy.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. McMahon.
Yep, I just want to quickly thank Mrs. Bennick for participating in the interviews for the Assistant Superintendent of Special Education or Student Services for the ISD. Mrs. Bennick was the parent representative for the county, essentially, and I was able to be there as the superintendent representative, but it was a good committee, and it's kind of a big deal to represent all the parents in the county for that position. So I also,
Thank you.
giving up half of a day, too. We appreciate that, so
Yeah,
thank you.
I was like, the timing of this is interesting, not great for my own personal life,
Yeah.
but it was fine. No, it was really interesting to be part of that process. I had never sat in on interviews at that level in education, and so it was very informative. It was really great to hear all of the candidates' answers. All of the candidates that were presented were really wonderful. I think that any one of them who gets hired in, if they accept the position, would be a great service to our county. So looking forward to seeing what the next steps are and how the outcome comes about. But it was really nice to collaborate with you also, Ryan. I appreciated the opportunity. It was very interesting and surprising that I was able to be there. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you both for your continued service. All right, next up is consideration of an update to sexual education materials proposed by the apologies. Next up is board policies. I need a motion to revise, repeal, and/or adopt board policy number 3205 and board policy number 5707 as detailed in attachment M. Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, thank you, President Farrow. Policy 3205 is disbursements. That was the petty cash conversation we had a couple meetings back. I just was delayed one meeting getting it to you. The updates there where we replaced the financial, well, I removed the brackets. I think Andrew said the brackets. We removed the brackets. So it's still $1,000. I changed financial administrative assistant or administrative assistant to principal to do all the approvals for petty cash purchases. And a reminder, we don't actually do petty cash purchases. So that number of 1,000 is just there in case we ever want to use it. And then there's some language in section B4 about the superintendent providing regular updates or monthly updates to the finance committee about petty cash updates. I just added language in there that says as needed. So if we ever implement any petty cash purchases, then I'll inform the board or the finance committee when that happens.
All right, is there a motion to revise, repeal, and/or adopt board policy 3205 and board policy 5707 as detailed in attachment M?
Motion by Fryer.
Support by Heike.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Ms. Heike. We had the discussion from Mr. McMahon. Is there any additional discussion?
I will also share the updates on policy 5707. This is the wellness policy, and Nurse Dawn is here because she leads the committee, the district wellness committee. And in the process of meeting as a committee, we reviewed this policy as compared to our new policies and our wellness handbooks, so the expectations. So we identified a couple things that needed to be changed, that we suggest to be changed. This one you have not had a first reading on, but I just thought I would explain it. It's pretty straightforward. There is a spot in there, it's section I, it's on the third or fourth page. There's a section in there about lunch shaming and things we won't do to shame students in case they can't afford lunch. And let me preempt this with, this really applies when we're charging for lunches, and right now we're not. So the policy is more of a, if we ever get back to charging for lunches again, then some of these things would take place. There was a section in there that says we will not communicate directly with students about delinquent accounts, but as a practice, at the secondary level, our cafeteria staff does have a process for discreetly mention to a student just to remind them. At the elementary level, we don't communicate directly. So that process that we clarified in our wellness committee meeting impacted the policy. So I removed that prohibition there that we won't talk to students, but then in the section under for the elementary, I said I'd remove that section. We won't send letters home because we now have a policy where parents can sign up for automatic notifications. So we don't need to tell the kids directly, and we don't need to put notes in their backpacks to take home. So we don't do that anymore as a practice. And Judy Bergio, our director of food services, is part of this meeting. She explained how they do it. So we were able to remove that piece for the elementary. I did update K2 to K4 because we had a section for Paddock, one for Simons, and one for middle school, but we just made it K4 to include Paddock and Simons because the process is the same. So it's instead of having K2 and now K4, I removed the section regarding 3.5 and then changed the middle school to be 5.8. So those are the changes. A couple of heading changes for the elementary schools and designation, and then we changed a little bit around about the communicating with students directly.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon? Any other comments from the board?
Just thank you and
Yes.
reviewing that policy and Nurse Dawn and looking at it and making sure that we're all square. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we'll move forward with the vote.
All right, Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Murray, yes, Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
and motion carries 7-0.
All right, now next up on the agenda is consideration of an update to sex education materials proposed by the Sex Education Advisory Board. I need a motion to approve the Sex Education Advisory Board proposed materials update as detailed in attachment N.
Moved by Heike.
Support by Gutierrez.
We have a motion by Ms. Heike with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Mr. McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. I will ask Mrs. Bookout to add in any comments if I miss anything. So the SEEB meets regularly every year, but we're on a 2-year cycle with assessment surveys and our data reviews and curriculum updates. This is not a year where we adjust curriculum traditionally. It would be next year, you did one in '25, you would do one again in '27. But in the process of meeting this year, the high school health teacher, Mr. Gillis, identified 13 videos that just update videos he currently uses in the curriculum. It doesn't change the curriculum, it doesn't add or subtract or move grade levels. It's just he wanted some updated materials, he found them. So we presented them to the SEAB, we all viewed them and approved them. We then brought them to 2 public meetings, one was today, one was prior to the previous board meeting. And now they're in front of you for final approval.
Any discussion from board members? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
We actually, do we have the motion and the support? Okay, I
Yep.
just missed writing it, thank you.
Good.
Okay, so here we go. Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
and Burdette.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. All right, moving on, I need a motion to approve the 2026-2027 Sex Education Board membership and co-chairs as detailed in attachment O.
Moved by Gutierrez.
Support by Murray.
All right, we have a motion from Dr. Gutierrez with support from Ms. Murray. Mr. McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. This is a requirement by law that we ask the board to approve our Sexual Education Advisory Board Committee every year. There are specific rules of who can be on the membership in terms of parents, staff, administration, a member of the clergy in the community, and then there's a balance of that where the parents, more than half the parents can't be staff members. So we have that imbalance. That process has been under control here for a number of years. So what we have is we have a list of members that you have in attachment O of the folks. Most of them served on the committee last year. We had a couple resignations, and then we go through our appointment process to add new names. It's an official process every year from the board. Prior to the meeting, I was asked a question about what if somebody during the year leaves the committee. Well, we have a process for adding folks to the committee throughout the year. You just approve them once per year, and that moves forward. So if someone were to resign tomorrow, the committee would have a process to add somebody in. We would do that in the start of the year. Then we'd bring a fresh list to you in the beginning of the year. You will notice at the very bottom, we have district nurse to be named because Nurse Dawn is retiring. And the ISD actually employs our nurse, so we don't know who that's going to be yet this year. So we'll just add them to the committee. And they're actually the supervisor of the committee, so it has to be a health professional. I think that covers it.
All right, any questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, Ms. Murray.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
and Farrow.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0.
All right, next up in the area of personnel and leadership, I have a resolution to read for the board's consideration. All right, whereas the Board of Education of Milan Area Schools has received a recommendation from its administration that one professional position be eliminated for the 26-27 school year. The board is informed that this administrative recommendation is based on budgetary constraints projected to occur in the fiscal year beginning on July 1st, 2026, and anticipated staffing requirements for 2026-27 school year, including the retention of effective teachers who are certified and qualified to instruct the planned educational program in compliance with the revised school code and the requirements of the collective bargaining agreement with the Milan Education Association to retain the most effective teachers. The administration has notified the Milan Education Association and affected professional staff of the contemplated reduction in professional personnel. Now therefore be it resolved that based on the administration's recommendation, the board determines that a reduction in professional staff should be effectuated for the 26-27 school year. Through application of the revised school code and the collective bargaining agreement with the Milan Education Association, the following professional staff members placed on layoff status effective June 30th, 2026, and their employment with Milan Area Schools is discontinued as of that date. Philip Hayes. The superintendent is authorized and directed to provide written notice to the above-named professional staff affected by this resolution, and they have been placed on layoff status effective June 30th, 2026, and their employment has discontinued pursuant to the revised school code and the collective bargaining agreement with the Milan Education Association. The superintendent is authorized to take all other measures necessary and proper to implement the foregoing staff reduction. All resolutions and parts of the resolutions insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution are hereby rescinded. I need a motion to lay off a member of the Milan Education Association as detailed in the resolution that I just read.
Motion by Pryor.
Support by Heika.
All right, there is a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Ms. Heika. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. This is part of the job that I don't appreciate doing, but it's a necessity. It comes with the business of education. The administrative staff has been trying to be fiscally responsible, and staffing is an area we have to scrutinize a bit based on enrollment, projected budgets, and course recommendations for the next year. We have to look at all those factors. We were able to reduce staff through attrition by both resignations and retirements, but we need to go a little bit deeper, and this also then includes a layoff. We met all the legal obligations of timelines. In fact, we exceeded them as soon as we knew this would be a reality, or a potential reality. We informed that staff member so that, and we support him in trying to maintain employment, even if that's with another district. We don't want to lose this individual. He's terrific. It's just a requirement at this point. So we're helping him on the side, but we gave him as much notice as we could that the board would be considering this motion tonight. I'll have to follow up with him tomorrow. That's it. The MEA has been notified. And we've just followed the steps. It's unfortunate we have to be at this point, but it's where we are.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, we will move on with the vote.
Heika,
Yes.
Murray, yes. Pryor,
Yes.
Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
and Gutierrez.
Yes.
Excuse me. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, thank you. All right, under communications and community engagement, we are now back to public comments. Are there any additional public comments? Just a reminder, the same rules described in advance of the first public comment period apply here. Kindly keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on. Ms. Bookout is up next with Assistant Superintendent comments.
Thank you, Mr. Farrow. I have two quick updates to share with the board. The first is that earlier today, members of the elementary literacy team and myself were able to meet with the WISD, our Washtenaw Intermediate School District, to do a literacy listening session. The WISD is meeting individually with districts across the county to learn more about the status of our literacy efforts and also learn more about our implementation of PA 146, which is the K-12 literacy and dyslexia law, so that they can gather feedback also from us on how the ISD can better support districts in implementing the law moving forward. During our session, we had the opportunity to share information about the implementation of the CKLA curriculum, which you were able to hear more about in our last meeting, and also talk about the steps that we're continuing to take to strengthen literacy instruction. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to share the things that we've done with the ISD and also give feedback for them on the things that we are hoping to see from the ISD to better support the efforts that we're making and to have continuity and consistency across the county as we pursue this major legislative change that we're looking forward in the 27-28 school year. So we're looking forward to that partnership. The second update I wanted to share relates to an update back in October where I talked about our 8th grade pollinator garden. Jenny Crows was able to do a grant to create a pollinator garden in the courtyard in D Hall, which is by our science wing. And they've been working on that all year. Obviously in Michigan, there's only so much time that you can spend once the winter comes, but I'm excited to share that yesterday they were able to come in and complete the installation of the pollinator garden, so that was really exciting. We have a local business that was able to germinate and grow the plants and was able to bring them in yesterday. So it's exciting to see that local business connection, the connection to our science curriculum, but also especially
our 8th graders really took the lead on this project. So they did a lot of the physical work of clearing out the sod, plotting out the space, raking a lot of that work, but then also helping to install some of the plants. So it's really exciting to see them take on that hands-on learning, and also for them to contribute something that students for hopefully many years to come will be able to enjoy. So we're excited to have them have that opportunity as they culminate their middle school career to be able to do something like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Assistant Superintendent Ms. Bookout? Next up, Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. I do have a few comments to share tonight. I want to start by thanking all of our staff and the community for all the work that went into the year-end celebrations and activities. And there's been a number of them, but I'll name a few. Senior Honors Night, Young Adult Graduation, Adult Ed Graduation, Preschool and other grade level move-up ceremonies, concerts, field trips, and field days. I got to attend the middle school field day today, and I got to attend Paddock's last week. I missed Simon's this week. We were busy with interviews. The kids are having a great time, staff are having a great time, but it's also the parent volunteers and the folks that really come together at the end of the year. It's a real busy time, but it wouldn't be possible without the staff and community just kind of chipping in. At this point then in this comment, I also want to make a special thanks to, or congratulations to our retirees from Milan area schools and also our class of 2026. We had a great graduation ceremony last Sunday. We know they're going to be off to do great things. We look forward to hearing all their stories. And the same goes for our retirees. I want them to have fun and do great things and tell us stories about how great life is beyond the gates of early retirement. I do want to share, Trustee Sislo asked earlier about what's going on in Lansing. Yeah, it's been quiet, but I get to participate in Legislative Action Day next Tuesday. I'll be at the Capitol with some other superintendents. This is the first time doing such an event for me in the Capitol, so I'm looking forward to it, but I think we basically get some time with legislators to share some of our thoughts and then hear them out. So I'm looking forward to that next Tuesday. I also want to take a minute to thank a few people, and I'll end with that. First, Cassidy Schuttenhelm for all her work on the SEED committee. She took it on this year in place of Nicole Kinzu, who retired last year. It's a lot of extra work, a lot of moving pieces, and she did a great job of pulling us together. And we appreciate that, and then getting us to the point where we had some resolutions today. And also Nurse Dawn for her work on the Wellness Committee, herding the cats of the committee together a few times a year, and then getting us to the point of updating some policies. And then finally, I'd like to thank Krista Hendricks for all the work. This is, there's a lot of stuff happening in May and June in schools, and mostly so for the finance office and Krista's responsibility. She works evenings and weekends for the last 8 weeks and going into the audit, and we really appreciate her sacrificing her personal time to keep our district finances in order. So thank you.
Questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, next up are board member comments. Any board member comments tonight? Mr. Burdette.
Thank you, President Farrow. Just want to start off by congratulating not to steal any thunder from anyone else at the table here, congratulating the girls softball team on their district championship on Saturday, and good luck to them this Saturday as they move on to regionals. I was actually able to attend their senior night celebration last Wednesday when they played against Erie Mason, and it was just very, very well done. And you know, with the senior celebrations, they're great for the kids, but I don't think you realize just how important they are to the parents until you've actually had a senior and kind of gone through it. And it was really, really well done. So I want to give props to that coaching staff and then any of the parents who helped out with that. I really, really enjoyed it. Congratulations to all of our graduates. The ceremony was awesome on Sunday. Just such a great time. It's so fun to be involved with that. And then yesterday I got to participate in the high school's grill and chill for all the high schoolers who are left. So cooking up and wrapping 300 hot dogs. Actually got it done pretty quick, which was good, and it was nice to see them get their yearbooks and enjoy their time together, just chilling out. So everyone have a great summer, and we'll see everyone again soon.
Ms. Pryor.
So my comments are Pretty much similar to Mr. Burnett's. Congratulations to the graduates. I love participating in the graduation. It's really nice to see the culmination of all your years of work and how happy and excited everybody is. It's really fun to see, so I'm glad that we get to be a part of that. And I also participated in the Grill and Chill. That I like to hear the conversations of the kids. I don't have high schoolers at home anymore, and to hear their conversations of what they're talking about. It's just interesting, and it makes me realize how old I've gotten, but I really like sometimes I don't understand and I'm looking things up, but I really like being part of that. So I thank you to the teachers in the school who put that on and invite us to come and be part of that. One thank you I want to give for this year is I've really noticed the uptick in the PTO in our town for both the schools, and how often they're out there looking to raise money to support our teachers in school. And I want to say thank you to the PTO this year. You've really made quite an impression. I see you all the time on Facebook. I see your events that you're having. I know that they're a small but mighty group, and I would encourage all of our parents that want to help, or even if you think it's just a small thing, contact the PTO. They may need you to help at one event, or maybe a few more if you have time, but everything does help our school and our kids, and I hope that you would get involved. So thank you again to the PTO.
Ms. Heika.
I also want to congratulate all of our graduates. And I want to thank the staff and all of our administrators for the incredible ceremony. I've sat through several now, twice now as a mom. And they just are so heartfelt, and they run so smoothly that I just appreciate all the hard work that goes into getting that all pulled together, and the programs, and making sure everyone's in the right place, and hurting all of those kids to get them to walk down that aisle the way. I did notice they didn't file out, which I kind of giggled at a little bit. But thank you to all the work that goes into that. And I want to thank all of our community members who attended. The excitement and the pride that all those family members and friends had. There were alumni who came, there were friends who came, and that just excitement and pride just like carried us all through the rest of the day. So I appreciate all of that. I want to thank the staff who participated in the exam cram. I think it was Monday night. This is a wonderful Milan tradition where high school teachers donate their time, and they come just before exams, and they make themselves available for a couple of hours during the week at night, and they help students study and get prepared for their exams. And our community donates snacks, because the best way to get kids to come and study is to give them some food. And it's just always well attended, and I appreciate all the staff who give up that time, because it is a hectic time of year for them and their families, and so I just really appreciate them and everyone that plans it and everyone who donates everything. Also, congratulations to the softball team. I never thought they were going to win. It was an amazing Saturday. They won. They beat Tecumseh, who we'd been told all year we were never going to beat Tecumseh. They beat them 2-1. It was so crazy. And then they beat Adrian like 19-0. So Tecumseh was the hurdle, and those girls all came together at the right time. Their bats came together all at the right time. It was a great Saturday, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens this coming Saturday. I also want to congratulate both the boys and the girls track teams. They sent several students to the state meet last week, and all reports on Facebook are that everyone did very well and had a great time, so congratulations to all of them. I want to wish all of our students good luck on they took some exams today, but the ones they still have left, and I hope that all of our students and our staff have a relaxing and safe summer. And I encourage all of you to continue reading. Don't forget to read. And there are a lot of wonderful programs that the Milan Library is running right now to help you continue to read all summer long. And there are some prizes and things, and a lot of things you can participate in. So that was all posted on the Facebook page for the Milan Library today. So if you're looking for ways to find other people who like to read, or find a way to encourage you and your kids to keep reading, go there. They've got lots of programs to help you do that, but don't forget to read this summer.
Any other board comments? Dr. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Sislo. I too would, Mr. Sislo, Mr. Farrow. It's going to take me a good probably year to be able to do that. Andrew's going to have to be long gone before I stop saying Mr. Sislo. Sorry, Tom.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Farrow. I too would like to congratulate our seniors on not only wonderful graduation and all of their accomplishments, but also had the pleasure of attending Honors Night the week before last and give away our Board of Education scholarships and also the Edna Mead scholarships, which are overseen by the board's scholarship committee, which I chair. So that was just a great night. There were students celebrated for academic successes, for scholarships, for athletic successes, and it was just a very nice night. And so thank you to the staff who put that together, and congratulations to those students. Graduation as well was a lovely event. I'd like to thank the band and choir for their contributions of being there and providing their talents to make the experience lovely. And I'd like to thank the speakers, the student speaker, Abigail Newhart, yes, that's what I thought, as well as our very own Mr. Sislo and Mrs. Keel, who all provided words of encouragement and wisdom to our graduates. I thought it was very well done, and it also kept to Mr. Shin's timeline. So thank you all for a really nice ceremony. I had the pleasure of attending one of my first choir concerts in a long time, so kudos to Mrs. Powell and all of those students. I thought it was so nice. One of the things that I think Milan is especially good at is having collaboration among different levels of our students. And so there was this lovely moment where the most senior choir was met on stage with our students all the way down to, I think, 5th and 6th grade. And it was just really lovely. And it was clear that there was a theme of the evening of this kind of transition of expertise, of training, and so forth. And so congratulations to all of those students. It was really, really well done. I know many of us are planning to attend 8th grade recognition night tomorrow night, so congratulations in advance to those students. We won't meet before that happens. I want to thank Mr. Midland and the PAC for thinking about sensory-friendly open houses. I'm really excited about this idea. I think if you've never been to an open house, it's crazy, even under the best of circumstances. And so I think that this is such a great opportunity for students who need a little bit more time, need a little bit more calm, to really have the opportunity to meet those individuals, have those relationships, see the space. And I think it's such a great idea, and I appreciate that being fostered here in Milan. I too was at the Grill and Chill yesterday. I'd like to thank Mrs. Mahaney and Mrs. Gill who put that on each year, as well as Ed Kohler and Matt Stafford who were there from the community to assist with grilling and chilling. The other group I'd like to really acknowledge is the yearbook staff from both the middle school and the high school. And I know that in the elementary schools that work is done by staff and parents, but not only is it a really good experience, I think, for our students to be characterizing and cataloging their school experience, not just for themselves, but for all members. But it creates this product that is a true gem. My kids both yesterday spent literally hours poring over their yearbook, and this year they got very smart at the high school at least, and put an index in there so they don't have to search every page looking for everybody. They can go and see where everyone is, and it's just such a volume of work. I was shocked by how much content there was in both of those yearbooks, and so that's a labor of love, not only from those students but from the advisors, and it's truly a piece, a memento of one's experience. And so it brings a lot of conversation and joy and reflection, I think, both now but in years to come. And so I wanted to acknowledge those individuals and really let them know how much I appreciate that. And then finally, just wanting to once again thank all of our retirees for all of your service to the district, and wish all of our staff and students and parents a very happy and safe summer. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sislo.
Yeah, I got a few things as well. I was able to attend adult education graduation with Mr. McMahon. It was really cool. This is the first time they held it down in the rotunda on the other side, on the academic side. So it was cool because the graduates got to walk down the stairs for the processional, so it was kind of cool. We actually had a husband and a wife that were graduates, and their children got to hand them their diplomas. So that was very special. That was a special moment. So big kudos to Connie Cox and her group for doing that very well. Graduation, I do want to thank the board for allowing me to speak. It was very an honor to do that. Definitely, I want to thank or recognize that it's Mr. McMahon and Ms. Bookout's first high school graduation, so congratulations to you. You guys made it a year, so you guys get your own little move up graduation. So, and to Mrs. Keel, Miss Keel as well. I know she was a little bit flustered by the live stream not working, but she definitely had the recording, got that up quickly. So, kudos to her for getting that to happen. Unlike Miss Pryor, I'm well aware of my age. So I look at the obituaries. And, yeah, what's that?
Does it make you feel good about yourself?
Well, no, it doesn't. It's just, I mean, there's been a couple lately. Miss Sabo, who was she's the mother of the Diane Sabo athlete, female athlete. She passed away. So just a pillar of the community. And then there's 2 bus drivers that passed away that were bus drivers when I were here at school, and I had them both as bus drivers, Miss Hundley and Miss Anderson. And, you know, I mean, I don't encourage people to go read obituaries, but you really should. I mean, their obituaries represent why people work for Milan area schools. And they talk about, you know, the joy that they had doing their job and what they brought, you know, serving the kids. And I remember having them as bus drivers, and it's very true. And I didn't know Miss Anderson did bus rodeos. I didn't know that was a thing. But it was just interesting, you know, reading that, and it does make you aware of your age, and but it makes you appreciative of all the work that people do for this district and all the years that are put in, and it's very thankful. I mean, people won't remember me, and that's fine. I'm glad about that, but you're going to remember your teachers, and you're going to remember your bus drivers, and, you know, those who took care of you. And that's what's special here about Milan, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So obviously, thank you to all our graduates as well. Congratulations to them all. We look forward to hearing all the great success stories. And again, yes, thank you to all the staff. Please have a safe and wonderful summer, and we look forward to having you back next fall. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Murray.
Just 2 very brief things for me. First, I wanted to just mention one more time, in case there's still openings, or just as a note for the community, that the WISD is hosting, I believe it's the 3rd annual paraprofessional boot camp. There are 2 one-week sessions, the week of June 15th, and then the week of June 24th, I believe, the following week. So definitely encourage all of our paraeducators here in Milan to avail themselves of that opportunity. There is a stipend and books and food and a week of phenomenal learning from a great deal of wonderful professionals and partners in our community. So I definitely encourage all to check that out. And then for any of our professionals in the county or in this district, that might need sketches to renew your license over the summer, I just wanted to direct anybody who's looking for that to remc.org. There's lots and lots of free opportunities. Most of the courses all of the courses are asynchronous, and they're all 10 sketches, and they're at no cost to educators. So if you're looking for that. And then I'll just close with a thanks again to all. I also had just a beautiful graduation experience. I managed not to completely blubber. This is my 3rd to last graduating class. I have 2 more to go. And then there will be no more sixth graders that I once had. But it was just really wonderful to see all of the families and all of the staff that worked so hard to make that event as special as it was. I also thought that the speakers did a phenomenal job really capturing some lightheartedness, the memories, and then the gravity of this moment for our seniors. And it was just really neat to kind of wander around afterwards and see all of the families greeting one another and having conversations. I got to bear witness to a couple of really just beautiful conversations of thanks between seniors and former teachers. So that was always, as a teacher myself, great to hear. And then, yes, one more congratulations to all of our retirees and thanks. I said earlier, I think I did it better back then, but just know that we are in your debt. We are grateful. So thank you. That's it for me tonight.
Thank you. So I'm not going to repeat everything that everybody said, but I do want to congratulate our high school graduates. As many of you are aware, I was not able to be at the graduation. I had a work commitment, but I did get a chance to watch it on YouTube, and it was just awesome. I was at a soccer tournament all weekend, and you see a graduation ceremony, and you just see the pride and the smiles and people hugging one another. It was just awesome. Made being at a soccer tournament a whole lot better. But I want to thank Mr. Sislo for stepping in, and you gave such a great speech. I just really appreciated you stepping in and doing that on behalf of the Board of Education. I also wanted to comment on the high school senior walkthrough at Paddock Elementary School. So I was not there, but I did see things on social media, and that was just awesome. I mean, that was just awesome. I don't know how long that's been going on, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. I hope that we continue to do that. It's just heartwarming, and you see the young kids and these graduates interacting with one another, and it's just fantastic. So I just wanted to mention that. I also want to wish everyone a great summer. Our teachers, our administrative team, our paraprofessionals, our janitors, our grounds crew, our finance department, everybody in this district pulled together this year. It was a long year. We had a new superintendent, new assistant superintendent, a lot of new people in our buildings, and it's clear that we had just a great year, things to work on, but we also had many successes, and that's because Mr. McMahon and his team and our teachers just care so much about this district, so thank you for that. We still have some work to do on board policies. I was waiting for Ms. Pryor to give me the correct policy numbers. I think I've got the correct policy numbers. So in terms of our continued review of board policies, make sure that board members please read and review policies 4202 through 4214 prior to our June 24th board meeting. So with that, if there is no further business to conduct, the meeting is adjourned at 8:18. Thank you.